discussing change orders and just how to handle those things.
Right. The way technology is nowadays, everybody's got an email address, everybody's got a phone on them. It's going to involve more materials, more labor.
Right. What's going on, guys? Chris Work here, Profit Dig. Sitting here with my partner, Jeff Spencer.
Back, Chris.
Jeff, what's going on?
How much, buddy? How you doing?
Shit, man. If I was any better, there'd be two of me.
I hear you.
I'm just messing. Producer Jerry's behind the scenes this evening. Appreciate you guys joining us. Listen, hey, if you're new here, if you wouldn't mind, subscribe to the channel. If you see some content you like the video. If you are one of our existing subscribers, it's awesome to see you again. Well, Jeff, every now and then, we go through comments on our channel. Some folks ask some questions, and we had a good question on a video topic discussing change orders and just, how to handle those things.
Right.
And we have a comment here from Woodland Ex-Warrior. He was just talking about a situation, looks like maybe some home improvement job or some gutter work here. And he was just talking about how in the middle of the job, turns out like some of the eaves, everything's sticking out too far. And so once they're putting the gutters up, water's overshooting everything. And so, right here on the job site, potentially looking at a change order from the customer, and just want to know how you handle that in that situation where you're right there with the customer on the job site. Protect yourself, obviously.
Right. I mean, if it's something that he's trying to do, right then off the cuff, the way technology is nowadays, everybody's got an email address, everybody's got a phone on them. And what I would recommend is like, hey, I can do this for roughly X amount of dollars, if you want me to handle it. And, until I have a chance to give you a change order, if you want me to go ahead and proceed with it today, then just send me an email saying that you agree to this scope of work. Okay. And have him to kind of detail out what he wants you to do and for, estimated X amount of dollars.
Okay.
And then, you can go ahead and do the work once you receive that email, and then you can write an official change order and get him to sign it and carry on, from that point on. But in my experience, an email, when someone gives you authority, and we've been through it before, it holds up, in arbitration or court, either one, as a legal binding agreement.
Okay.
Once that property owner or that client has given you permission to proceed with the scope of work, agreeing to pay you for that scope of work, and you have it in an email form, that is a legal and binding agreement.
Okay. Well, let's just say for some reason the guy didn't have an email, or his computer died last week and he's waiting on his new one to come in. I mean, I assume this is something we could just write out on paper and get a couple of signatures.
You can, but I would definitely at that point I would have someone there over the age of 18 as a witness.
Okay.
A third party witness to witness this, and someone other than family.
Sure.
Or an employee of yours.
All right.
Just so that those are loopholes that can come back to bite you in the long run if it does go to a lien situation or some kind of hearing or something, to try to get your money.
Yeah.
But realistically, I'd rather have the email because it came from that person.
And you can't lose it. Unless you, even if you delete it, it's going to sit in your trash folder until, for X amount of time. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's another thing too. When I do have those emails that come in, because it is a regular occurrence, because nowadays stuff is like pretty fast paced, and we make agreements all day long on emails based off of emails. As soon as I get that email, I print off a hard copy and stick it in my hard file, and then I also send a copy of that to my electronic file. I keep two files on every project we do. I keep a hard file and an electronic file.
Yeah, electronic file.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. Well, Will and XR, I hope that answers your question. Or ex-warrior, my apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so everyone watching, pretty good advice there. If you're on the job site, obviously we'd be talking about a small change here.
Right.
I mean, we're not talking about, some extremely large project, I would assume, right? I mean, if otherwise you got to go back to the office and do some estimating, look at some plans, or
Yeah, it depends.
whatever.
You know, because it's going to involve more materials, more labor.
Right.
And it could get pretty expensive, and that's something you're not going to figure up just off the cuff.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
So and just because someone agrees to a scope of work, if it doesn't have a monetary amount on there, then they have an argument. So I would definitely give them some kind of estimated price, and usually what works best for me is I will estimate, give a rough price, but I will always try to make it more than what I think it's actually going to be. And then when you're said and done, you can show them a deduct, like, well, it didn't take this much time. Okay. We didn't use quite as much materials. And then, they feel better about the situation. I agreed to pay, just say $1,000 to do this, but it only cost me $785.
Right. Yeah.
So, but the email is good, but you need to have some kind of monetary amount on that email, because without money being involved, we agreed to do this, but you never told me it's going to cost this much.
Okay.
So they have an argument at that point.
I got you. Okay. Well, and just a quick follow up to that. So, you send the email to the customer. Do they need to then respond to that email? So there's essentially an electronic paper trail? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I see.
You've got to have something from the customer agreeing to the terms and the money.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, so that's about the quickest way to get you, to proceed with your scope of work you're trying to do without having to leave the site and come back, excuse me, at a later date, to do what you agree on.
Right. Which that costs money too.
Yes.
So you might even throw them a little discount since you're already there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, good stuff, Jeff.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. And I hope this helps you guys out there too.
Yeah. And Wooden the Next Warrior, we appreciate your comment and your questions, and we'd like to see more of them. So y'all, if you have anything to ask or anything you're concerned about, send them our way, and we'll answer it the best we can. If we can't, we'll try to find an answer for you.
That's right. All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. And hey, listen, if you're a general contractor in construction of many types and looking for the world's easiest to use estimating and job costing solution, check us out, profitdig.com. Like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check us out. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.